Memory. It shapes who we are. Our past experiences, our relationships, our knowledge, all reside within the labyrinth of our minds. We rely on our memories every single day, but what if these memories, the very foundation of our identities, are not as reliable as we think? We tend to view our memories as infallible recordings of the past. We imagine them as vivid photographs or videos, stored away in the filing cabinets of our minds. However, the truth is far more complex. Memories are not static records, they are dynamic and malleable, subject to change and distortion over time. Our memories can be influenced by a myriad of factors, from our emotions and biases to external suggestions and misinformation. What we remember is not always an accurate reflection of what happened, but rather a reconstruction, a narrative woven together by our brains. The fallibility of memory has profound implications, particularly in legal settings where eyewitness testimonies can carry significant weight. Understanding the complexities of memory is crucial not only for our own self-awareness, but also for our interactions with the world around us. To understand how memory can become flawed, it's helpful to understand how it works. The process of memory can be divided into three main stages: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding is the initial stage where information from our senses is converted into a form that our brains can process and store. This process is not passive, it involves attention, perception, and interpretation. Storage refers to the retention of encoded information over time. Memories are not stored in a single location but rather distributed throughout the brain in a network of interconnected neurons. Retrieval is the final stage, the process of accessing and bringing stored information back into conscious awareness. Retrieval is not always accurate. We may struggle to recall details or even entire events. Each stage of the memory process is vulnerable to error. If we don't pay close attention, encoding can be weak, storage can decay over time, retrieval can be distorted by our current thoughts and emotions. One of the most intriguing and unsettling aspects of memory is the phenomenon of false memories. False memories are recollections of events that never actually happened. These memories can be vivid and detailed, and the individual may genuinely believe that they are real. Research has shown that false memories can be implanted relatively easily. In one groundbreaking study, participants were presented with a list of childhood events that had been fabricated by researchers but presented as if they were real. Astonishingly, a significant number of participants later remembered these fabricated events as actually happening. False memories can also arise from suggestibility. Leading questions, suggestive language, and even our own imaginations can influence our memories, leading us to recall events differently from how they occurred, or even to remember things that never happened at all. The Mandela effect, a term coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Broome, refers to the phenomenon of a large group of people sharing a false memory. The name stems from the widespread belief that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, when in reality he was released in 1990 and died in 2013. Other examples of the Mandela effect include the spelling of the Berenstain Bears, often misremembered as Berenstein, and the details of the Monopoly Man's monocle, which he never actually wore. While some attribute the Mandela effect to alternate realities or time travel, a more plausible explanation lies in the fallibility of memory. The Mandela effect highlights how our memories can be influenced by shared cultural experiences, misinformation, and the power of suggestion. When we encounter information that contradicts our memories, we may question our own recollections, especially if the information comes from multiple sources or those we trust. Section 5. Emotional imprints. How feelings shape our memories. Our emotions play a powerful role in shaping our memories. Events that evoke strong emotional responses, whether positive or negative, tend to be remembered more vividly and with greater detail than mundane experiences. This phenomenon, known as emotional memory, is linked to the amygdala, a brain region involved in processing emotions. The amygdala interacts with the hippocampus, which is responsible for forming new memories. When we experience something emotionally arousing, the amygdala boosts activity in the hippocampus, enhancing memory consolidation. However, while emotional memories may be more vivid, they are not necessarily more accurate. The same emotional arousal that enhances memory can also distort it. For example, our memories of traumatic events may be fragmented, incomplete, or even inaccurate. Section 6. Eyewitness testimony, a flawed system. Eyewitness testimony, a cornerstone of the legal system, relies heavily on the accuracy of human memory. However, as we have seen, memory is far from infallible. Eyewitness accounts can be unreliable, influenced by a variety of factors such as stress, fear, and the passage of time. Studies have shown that eyewitness misidentification is a leading cause of wrongful convictions. The stress and anxiety of witnessing a crime can impair memory encoding. Exposure to misleading information after the event, such as leading questions from investigators or media coverage, can contaminate memories. The fallibility of eyewitness testimony highlights the importance of caution in criminal investigations and legal proceedings. Relying solely on eyewitness accounts can lead to miscarriages of justice. It's crucial to corroborate eyewitness testimony with other forms of evidence whenever possible. Section 7. Questioning our realities. The importance of critical thinking about memories. The realization that our memories can be flawed can be unsettling. It challenges our sense of self and our understanding of the past. However, rather than fearing this fallibility, we should embrace it as an opportunity for greater self-awareness and critical thinking. We must recognize that our memories are not infallible records, but rather subjective interpretations of events, filtered through the lens of our own experiences, biases, and emotions. This awareness should encourage us to question our own memories, especially when they are central to important decisions or beliefs. When recalling past events, consider the context, the source of information, and the potential for external influences. Be open to the possibility that your memory may not be entirely accurate. Seek corroboration from external sources or other individuals who may have shared the experience. Section 8. The illusion of truth, repetition, and belief. One of the ways in which false memories can become deeply ingrained is through repetition. The more we recall a memory, even if it's inaccurate, the stronger the neural connections become, making it feel more real. Moreover, the simple act of repeating a claim, even if it's false, can increase its believability. This is known as the illusory truth effect. When we hear information repeatedly, it becomes more familiar, and familiarity can breed a sense of truth, regardless of the actual validity of the information. This phenomenon has significant implications in the age of misinformation, where false or misleading information can spread rapidly through social media and other online platforms. We must be wary of the illusory truth effect and engage in critical thinking, even when encountering information that seems familiar or has been repeated multiple times. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the labyrinth of memory. Memory, once thought of as a faithful recorder of our past, is revealed to be a far more complex and nuanced process. Our memories are not static recordings but dynamic reconstructions, susceptible to influence, distortion, and even fabrication. Understanding the fallibility of memory is crucial for navigating the complexities of human experience. It encourages self-reflection, critical thinking, and a healthy skepticism toward our own recollections. By acknowledging the limitations of memory, we can strive for a more accurate and informed understanding of ourselves and the world around us. While the potential for memory errors may seem daunting, it also highlights the remarkable adaptability and plasticity of the human brain. Our memories are not fixed, but rather constantly evolving in response to new experiences and information. This malleability, while sometimes leading to inaccuracies, also allows us to learn, grow, and adapt